Hello everybody, I am back with another video. I know it's been a while, it's just been crazy. We actually started back our school year, our 25-26 school year about 3 weeks ago, I think, July 21st, I do believe. I may do a video later about how I do all of our scheduling. I've done one like that before. I'll see if I can find it and link it. But we kind of started later than we normally do. Usually I start right after July 4th because we like to take a lot of breaks and then we like to get done like at the end of May. But anyway, we're on about week 3 and this is the latest I've ever done my curriculum videos for y'all, and I do apologize, but it's just how it is. We just had a lot going on. I did one Masterbooks English curriculum for my 6th grader. I believe I showed that one. I think that's the only one. And today we're going to be looking at her science. We're doing the Masterbooks with her with science as well. This is the Heaven and Earth, God Designs for Heaven and Earth. It's actually meant for 3rd through 8th grade. You could use it, and I'll explain how you can use that for that wide range of ages. If you're not familiar with this type of curriculum, I'll explain how that works. But we are using this for her 6th grade. It comes with these 2 books. You got the teacher guide and the regular book. I'm going to flip the camera around here in a second so you can look from above. And I'm just going to flip through it. I like to see what these books look like. I mean, you can get an idea online, but unless, I don't know, I like being able to physically see the books. So I'm going to flip it around and let you see like a flip through of the books themselves. She has already been using this, like I said, for about 3 weeks. So you can already see like there's pages that are coming loose in here. The quality, I guess, of the books, like the sturdiness is not that great, but I think a lot of people tear these apart, and I really thought about doing it, tearing these apart and giving her worksheets like a week at a time. I just haven't broke down and done that yet. But this is the book that's actually already come apart. It's not meant to be taken apart. This is the book you read out of, and it's already got parts coming out of it. But we are pretty rough with our stuff. The girls, I've got if you don't know who I am, my name is Brooke. Hi. I've got 2 kids that are homeschooling right now. I've got a 11th grader and a 6th grader this year, and they go with me at least once a week. Usually they carry their books with them and go to work with me because I've got just a easy setup, so that works for me, and they can do that. So their books kind of go through it. And we don't have like a dedicated homeschool room, so they do their work in their rooms usually. They do have a desk each in their rooms. But sometimes they do their work in the kitchen or in the living room or wherever. So their books kind of get thrown around. Probably not much different than any other school with books that still that have students that still actually use physical books. But anyway, she's pretty rough on them. It's already kind of come apart. But I think, let's see, any more intro needed? I don't know. I do have another child. He is 3.5. He'll be 4 in December. I've got some preschool stuff for him to be doing, and I'll show y'all what in another video. I'll show y'all kind of what I've got, and I haven't really started him with anything. I'm not worried about him sitting down and doing any kind of book work yet. He does recognize all of his letters and numbers and colors and shapes and every monster truck name that you can throw at him. He knows all those. But anyway, I'll show you that. The preschool stuff is fun, so I do want to show you what I've got there. But today I'm gonna flip the camera around and we're gonna look at this Masterbooks science curriculum. All right, so here we have it. This is the book that they're going to read out of, Heaven and Earth. It's actually divided into 3 sections. So you've got our weather and water, our universe, and our planet Earth. And this is the teacher guide. So I'm just gonna, like I said, I like to flip through and just show you what's in here. So we're gonna start with the teacher guide. And there's already tabs in here where she's already started, and she's, anyway, I'll show you that in a second. All right, so it says it includes the student worksheets, weekly lesson schedule, student worksheets, quizzes and tests, and answer key. This is kind of a just intro for you to read it deals with the topic of evolution. Let me fix my lighting here just a second. Hang on. This doesn't look very bright. Let me see if I can fix that a little bit. All right. So this is helping you deal with the topic of evolution. This is a Christian-based curriculum, if you haven't already guessed that. A lot of information about evolution versus creation. And this is even more integrating the 7 C's. This is the Christian view of basically history and the forming of the earth and man and God's relationship. And then we get into the bookwork part. So this is the suggested schedule. They have them doing this 4 days a week. So you can see day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and then day 5 is blank. So this is meant to be done in a 180 day, like they've got it laid out in a 180 day, 36 week schedule, and it's broken into the semesters, but every 5th day is blank. So they're only meant to do this 4 days a week. That's what I'm doing with my daughter. I've got her, like if she's, whatever our size of our week is, if we've got a 5-day week, I tell her she only has to do 4 subjects, or, 4 blocks, or whatever we call it. Or like, she has to do 4 sciences for the week, even, no matter how many days we have that week, unless, I try not to have a 1 or 2 day week. If that's the case, then I'll just have her do 1 or something. But anyway, she doesn't have to do 5 a week is my point here. If you go ahead and do 5 a week, you're going to end up getting done early. So if that's what you want to do, go for it. But I'm going to use that extra day so that when we do have our full 5-day weeks, that she'll have an extra day to do like experiments and things. So like I said, this is laid out semester, week by week, day by day, and it's got the semesters. This is the 2nd semester, 4th semester, or 4th quarter, I'm sorry, 2nd semester, 4th quarter. So that's how that's laid out. I'm going to see if there was sometimes they give a 2nd suggested schedule. I don't think this one did have that. Just double checking. No, I didn't see that. So it only gives the 1 suggested. I like using this because they can go ahead and mark off where they're at, and I don't have to make a lesson plan. So you can see she's already, we're 3 weeks. She's 3 weeks into this. And she wrote down some of her quiz grades, or this one here. I'm not really worried about the grades until they get into high school. So but they do have a place here where you can keep up with your grades. Very handy there. All right. I think after this, it goes straight into the worksheets. I'm not going to go over that just yet. I like to flip through all the extra stuff, so I'm going to show you what's in the back. It goes straight from the worksheets, and this is one of the exams. It's got a final exam. I like to use those just to make sure that she's, the quizzes and things, more so just for us, is to make sure that they are learning. I don't really worry about the numbers yet. All right, answers keys, worksheet answer keys, and then there's the quiz answer keys. Oh, and this is all broken up into the different sections. Like I showed you, it's got the 3 different sections. So when you get to some of the stuff back here, it's broken up into those 3 different sections. So like this says, let me go back and find it. Answer keys. Sorry. Our weather and water worksheet answer keys. And then when you get to that 2nd section, and I'm not exactly sure in the weeks where that splits, our universe answer keys. And then our planet Earth. So they split this stuff up into the 3 different sections for you. I guess maybe some people would skip around and maybe not do some of those sections. I'm not really sure. Quiz answer keys. I think those are every quarter, or there may be multiple ones in the quarter. And then again, there's the 2nd section, our universe answer keys. I won't make you look through all of those. All right. Final exam answer keys. I said I wasn't going to make you look at all those. I'm trying to get to the next section. All right. And here's some of the extras. So this is a list of the supplies that you're going to need for our weather and water. And this one, again, is broken down into the 3 different sections, our universe. So maybe just the way my brain works, but I can't use this. It breaks it down alphabetically in the supplies. And then over here, it gives you which lesson it's in. I would much rather this be broken down into the lessons so that I can look at it and be like, okay, here's all the supplies I need for lessons 1 through 5, and go ahead and gather those. But it lists the supplies in alphabetical order, and then over here shows you which lesson they're needed in. I don't know if that helps you. Good. It doesn't help me. So that's not how I'm looking at that. I look at her lessons. I go back to the book and look lesson by lesson at what she's going to need for the upcoming week. And then for each section again, it gives resource guide. So this is suggested books. I'm going to be digging from these and getting her some books to read to go along with her English course. But she's also doing a Masterbooks English, and I want her to be able to, I don't want her just reading the fun stuff that she wants to read, which she does like to read, so that's not really a problem. But I want to pick some books from here for her to read for her English. And I think that'd be good, so she'll be able to merge the two. Some cited works, and then again to the next section, and it's the same thing, the supply list, the items in alphabetical order, what lesson they're needed in, suggested books, and so on and so on. So same thing, and then that's the end of that. All right, I am going to switch over to this book. So this is the book that they read out of every day. This one has already come apart, as you can see. Like, not sure. The glue just didn't hold up. Make sure I'm lined up so y'all can see me good. All right. All right, we got the content here. Shows you the page numbers and all that. And then right here is where it breaks it down and shows you the different grades. So like 3rd through 5th grade, and you'll see these symbols in the coursework. And this kind of tells you what what is suggested for the ages. So my daughter's in 6th grade. This is kind of the basic stuff when they're doing this. This is the activities that they should do, the questions that they should answer. And I'm saying this in a 6th grader perspective. And then when you get up here, the 6th through 8th grade, if she were in 7th or 8th grade doing this, I would say, yeah, you should do all of this. This symbol right here looks like a little, like a ribbon, a award ribbon thing. It's a challenge section. So we're not doing all of those because that would be something if she was a little bit older and I wanted her to put more time into this. And then this one, it looks like a rocket ship. It's called Taking It Further. We are not doing all of those either. But the thing that looks like is that a beaker? I'm getting my words wrong there. But that one, we are doing most of those. Those are the activities that she's doing. So this and this explains it a little bit more of how you could do that for different age levels. I'm trying to keep this together. All right, Unit 1. I'm going to go back to the other book because I like to, when I'm done looking at the, the books themselves, I like to show y'all what it looks like. To do a lesson, what day 1's going to look like, day 2's going to look like. So we open up here to, oh, that's where she's at. The sticky notes are to mark her spot so she doesn't have to flip through all these pages. All right, so we're going to look at day 1. Week 1, day 1. It says, Our Weather and Water, Unit 1, Atmosphere and Meteorology. Read Lesson 1, A Christian View of the Weather. Pages 14 through 15. And GDHE, God's Design, Heaven and Earth. That means this book. And then Complete Worksheet, pages 25 through 26, Teacher Guide, TG. So it's going to abbreviate. After this first one, and it shows you which one it is, it's going to abbreviate those. So from here on out, it'll either say GDHE, God's Design, Heaven and Earth. That's like the reader book. Or TG, Teacher Guide, and that's this book. This is where they write most of their, all of their stuff. This is what they read out of and get their, experiment or activity directions from. So pages 14 through 15 in this book. So they would start their day reading pages 14 and 15. And then, can you still see this book? Nope. Okay. Complete Worksheet, pages 25 through 26, Teacher Guide. That's this book. So they would go to page 25 and 26. And then you see these little symbols that corresponds with the things here. What did we learn? The little brain thing there. What did we learn? There's the question and answers. Is asked the same questions here. So they would have read this and then they answered the questions in here. Let me see. Taking It Further. That's the little rocket ship. Did we even do it? Yeah, right there. There's the little rocket ship and the questions. So if you don't want them to do the little bit of extra stuff like the rocket ship, then that's where you would say, don't do those, or you can mark it out, or just let them know that they don't have to do those little symbols. The weather report, that's got the little beaker thing, that's the activity. And these are all going to be different. Let me flip through here and just show you another one. Okay, this one says read about the ocean. Read The Magic School Bus on the Ocean Floor by Joanna Cole. This is a fun way to review all you have learned about the ocean and prepare you for remaining lessons. These are totally different all the time. I'm trying to find another one. This one, Analyzing Weather Information, Complete the Weather Station Model Worksheet. So there's a worksheet in the teacher guide book that they would do for that one. Here's one that's an actual activity, Tornado in a Bottle. purpose: to make a non-destructive tornado in a bottle. And this is one of those things where you get like the 2-liter bottles and you tape them together and make a little tornado with the water swirling in it. So it's all different kinds of activities. Some of them are worksheets that you do. Some of them, like that one was reading a book. This one is actually an activity, that hands-on thing that you do. So these are all going to be different. This one is a weather report that was in this book right here. So we looked up, or I explained to her how to look up the temperature settings. What we did with this one is, she does have a computer that's her computer. It's got all the it's got all the parental settings, so she can't go to any websites that I don't approve of. So I walked her through how to go to weather.com and type in all these different cities. And when they went to the main page for those cities, it gave the high temperature, the low temperature, and the weather condition. That's just the main thing that pops up. So she didn't have to like click in to go to any other websites or anything. So that was pretty easy for her. And it took her a little bit of time, but she was able to do that. Let's see, what was the next thing? Bible believing scientist. And this is that little symbol. That's the extra thing. I did not have her do this. I'm not even sure what this was that she was going to do. It says supplies for challenge Bible believing scientists. Research materials on various Christian scientists. So it gave a list of different scientists. Robert Boyle, Sir Isaac Newton, James Clerk Maxwell, Louis Pasteur. And that would have been the extra stuff. You know, if she was in a higher grade and I wanted her to put more time into this, this may have been like a little report I had her do for the day. This was the worksheet that went along with that. So that was that day. All right, we're going to go to day 2 and see what that looks like. Day 2, read lesson 2, structure of the atmosphere, pages 16 through 18. And there's the abbreviated GDHE, God's design heaven and earth. So she's supposed to read pages 16 through 18 and then complete the worksheet 27 through 28. So in this book, read pages 16 through 18, 16, 17, and 18. And again, it's got all those different symbols of the different activities. And then in this book, she was supposed to do pages 27 through 28. 27, 28. We did not do this when we got started. I was not completely prepared, so we did not have all of her stuff to do that, so she didn't actually do that. So here's the little symbols that go along with the things that she read. I'll go back here and look. So properties of air. This would have been a cool one to do. I may go back and do it with her later, but this is the little activity for that day. It gives you the supply list. So this is what I've been looking at. Looking at the week ahead for her. I've like took a picture. I've wrote down what she's needing for these different days to make sure that we have that before she gets there. This first couple of weeks, we didn't have everything. She didn't do all the activities because we didn't have that stuff ready. All right. Let's see. Supplies for challenge. We didn't do this one. This is that one that's a little bit harder for the higher grades. We did not do that one. What did we learn? That's the symbol of a little brain. She definitely knows that she's supposed to answer all those questions. I'm still in these pages that are loose because it fell out. Let's see here. What did we learn? It asks the questions here and again in this book where she answers them. And then the taking it further. So this is more questions. And this stuff, you definitely need another notebook. She's got just a regular spiral notebook that she has for science because it gets into stuff where she's got to write down things or draw pictures. You definitely need a notebook to go along with this. I don't have that here with me to show some of the stuff that she's already done. But like if you were doing this, taking it further, it's 2 questions that you would answer. So that would maybe be like, if you were going to have them do like little essays each day or reports whenever they have things like this to do. So maybe you'd have a science notebook that has separate sections, one for like experiment and lab notes, and then another one for like essays if you were going to do some of these. But definitely you need another notebook for science, a dedicated science notebook. Let's see. I'm not going to walk you through any more days. Let me just flip through this and kind of show you what some of this looks like. Let me just skip ahead in this section and look at one weather data worksheet there. It's all pretty much laid out the same. It's just that some of the activities are different. Oh, this one has a final project for the 3 sections. So this is the weather final project. We got modeling clay, plastic tubing, string, a ruler, duct tape. So this looks like something where, let's see, weather station. Are they making a weather? They are making a weather station. So this is going to be a big one. I'll probably take a couple of days for her to get this one done. And then also this is laid out. It might take a while for you to get the hang of it, but they're listed by day. So you got day 37 all the way to day, I'm assuming 180 here somewhere. 173. She's already done 2 quizzes. I'm not sure how many quizzes there are per section. We're at day 174, so it goes to 174 days. There may be some work to do after that to get it close to the 180 days. Oh, and there's some fun stuff right here. She's already done, I think she did a word search earlier already. But most, I mean, other than like your supplies you got to have, it's pretty much in these 2 books. There's not a lot of extra stuff that you need. And she's having fun with it. She really likes it. Ooh, space shuttle worksheet. I think she's going to like that one. So NASA and space. This is planets. Yeah, she's going to... Oh, I bet she's going to be making a solar system. She's probably going to like that. She remembers her older sister making a solar system about the same grade level. And she's been wanting to do that, so she's going to have fun with that. That'll be something her dad helps her with, I think. All right, if I missed anything, did I look at everything in... Let me see if there was anything in the back of this book that I didn't look at. I like looking at all the extra stuff. I don't think there's anything fun. Just the glossary in the back of this one. All right, all this is in color. Obviously, that makes it fun. We've had some books that are just boring looking that my girls have not liked, but this is fun. It's very interactive. They're doing something pretty much every day. Even if she's just writing things, I think she's having fun with it because she's learning so many things every day. Like, it's kind of like something new every day. It's not boring, monotonous, and she so far is really, really liking this. Just flipping through here so you can see some of the stuff. There's, like say, every day there's something different to do. You've got these different symbols with every, different activities and things to do with every lesson pretty much. And you can kind of make this your own. Like, I was just looking at this. It gives the challenge words. So, like, if you want to use this as an extra English, you could use these challenge words and make this kind of a vocabulary activity for them. You can, the resource, let's see, was that in this book? I'm not sure if there were movies. There's field trip ideas. Yeah, suggested videos to go along with the units that they're in. There's suggested books, suggested videos, field trip ideas, and then resources. There's so much you can do with this. They make it so easy to add to or take away and just make this your own. I really like that about this curriculum, about Masterbooks. That is it. If I missed anything, if there's something you want to see, I can do another quick video. If I missed something, I feel like this is going a lot shorter than it normally is. But that was it for our 6th grade science for this year. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. I hope this video helps, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.